But the generator is currently running behind me. It's on eco throttle, just a testament to how quiet it is. We purchased the generator from a local retailer using the Honda credit card, Honda Power Equipment credit card we used. We had a little trouble with the credit. A lot of the Honda retailers around us did not accept it. They said it was because it was a new credit line that Honda was providing. So I definitely got the runaround on that. I finally got a hold of a retailer that contacted another retailer in our area. We wound up having to travel 40 miles to get the generator and the water pump. We bought both at the same time. Back in October, I believe. Other than the trouble we had with that, I'm very pleased with the Honda credit. We got 24 months with 0% interest if we pay it off within the 24 months, which we completely intend to do. Plus, I think at the time there was a promotion of maybe $100 Visa card. For the generator itself, I don't really have anything bad to say about it. Super quiet for what we use it for. I know there's quieter models. And it runs everything we wanted it to. We were a little skeptical. It is, the maximum output I believe is 20.8 amps, which is 2800 watts. And we have never had to overload light come on. We currently run a 120 volt, I believe it's a 10 gallon per minute deep well pump with the generator. We run an older model, I think just a Maytag top load washing machine. Both can run at the same time. I've never had both of them start exactly simultaneously, so I'm not sure if they would both start at the same time. But it'll run the Maytag. I believe it's a 15 amp washing machine. We have a Samsung gas front load dryer. It runs that fine. We have a DCS propane range, and it runs the oven. We don't particularly pay attention to what we're running. We have no issues running everything at the same time. All of our lights in the house are 7 to 9 watt LEDs, so they're not much of a factor at all. The generator runs, we run it roughly 4 hours a night, and it'll run a week on 5 gallons. So do the math. Plenty fuel efficient for us. We would like to get the 1000 watt model for if we just need the lights. It'd be a little bit more efficient. We're on our third oil change, I believe. Yeah, we've done 2 oil changes. The initial oil change, we've done another, and we're coming up on our third oil change. I wish they would include an hour meter on these generators. I haven't bought the hour meter yet, but I definitely plan on buying it. It'd be just a million times easier to keep track of the oil changes. But trying to think of what else. The fuel tank is, they say it's advertised as 2.1 gallons, which probably right to the max is 2.1, which is plenty big enough. We fill it usually every night just so that we don't have to mess with it during the day, but that's usually my job. When I get home from work, I fill it up so that she's good for the next day and we're good for the evening. But other than that, you can see the wire coming, the orange extension cord coming out of it. What I did to make it a little more convenient, because this model is not electric start, it is pull start, is I popped the kill switch out of it and I tapped into the 2 posts on the back of the kill switch, and I ran that inside the house with a switch, just a on and off switch inside the house. so we can shut the generator off from inside the house, so that in the evening when we're ready to go to bed, we don't have to come out, shut the generator off. I wish the model was offered an electric start, but it's not. Trying to think if there's anything else. It takes, the only other thing I want to mention, it doesn't usually start on the first pull. It's usually on the second or third pull. You usually choke it and pull it 2 to 3 times and it will start. I don't know if that's normal for the 2800. It's not an issue. It's not a nuisance to me at all. Just I've had a lot of power equipment that will start on the first pull. Other than that, it's an awesome generator. We got it for $999, I believe. But nothing but good things to say about it. If you have any questions on it or what it'll run, I had some issues trying to find out if it'll run a 15 amp range, and I want to let you know it will run our DCS 15 amp propane range. They're on the propane ranges. There's a heating element inside, a glow element they call it, that takes a lot of amperage or a lot of watts, and we don't currently have the money to purchase a model with a pilot or a quick type oven ignition. So that's what we have, and we had a cheaper generator that was actually a 5,000 watt that would not run that. So the 5,000 watt, it has 220 output, but it would not run the DCS 15 amp. It's just a cheap one. And the 2800 watt Honda definitely will. It runs all my power tools, 12-inch rigid sliding compound miter saw. It runs that great. A Skill worm drive saw, or Makita worm drive saw, runs that great. Vacuums, everything runs great off this generator. All right, we'll take a quick look at the water pump. So here's the water pump we got. When we first moved back here in August of this year, 2017, we had a 275 gallon plastic tote that we were using for water. Not drinking water, we were just strictly using it for bathing water, doing dishes, things of that sort. We don't have any flushing toilets. We use composting, well, composting toilet, I would call it. So we didn't go through much water. We have the pond right behind the generator, or right behind the water pump. You can probably see it. So we would take and we would fill the water tank, the 275 gallon tank, with water. Off the bottom of the water tank, we had just a simple 12 volt RV pump, and we would use that to feed a camper so we could shower and bathe, do our dishes, things like that. As we got things finished in the house, we started moving those luxuries to the house. But we needed a pump. We had a small Home-Lite water bug pump, which worked good enough. It would fill it, take about roughly 20 minutes to fill, and 1 tank of fuel, which was roughly probably 3 to 4/10 of a gallon of mixed gas. Just before we went to purchase the generator, that water pump developed a crack in the volute, and I had trouble finding another one. And also I wanted some sort of a fire suppression system for the homestead. So it was a perfect opportunity. We had a total of $1,500 credit on the Honda card. I said, well, we're going to get a pump that'll serve multiple purposes on the homestead. This is what we wound up with. It was $420, give or take. and the thing is amazing. I have a 1.5-inch fire hose, 150 foot long. I wish I had a 2-inch, but I don't. And I have a fire nozzle for it. When we needed to fill the tote, we would just open the nozzle all the way, put it in there. The nozzle was heavy enough so it didn't blow back out, because this thing puts out some pretty darn good pressure. Just put a simple elbow. Where is it? Put a simple elbow right on the intake here, with a 2-foot pipe of PVC down into the water. Simple, nothing fancy. We weren't going to be moving the generator off the dock, or the water pump off the dock. It worked great. It would fill the tote in probably 3 to 5 minutes. It's advertised as, I believe, 172 gallon per minute pump, and opened right up to a 2-inch. I believe it. It served its purpose for that. We got the well done. We moved it over there to pump the well out. Every time we needed to work on it or dig it out a little more, it would fill up. We'd use this to pump it out. Quick, it would make quick work of pumping the well. It was just, I love it. It starts good, it primes excellent. It's easy to drain and winterize. It is currently winterized. I'm in the process of putting it up for the winter. And I believe it'll work very well for a fire suppression system for the homestead. As it sits right now, we don't have a permanent suppression system in place, but that's in the works, and it would only take a minute to get it down to the water from where I store it, and flake out the hose and have it all set up and ready to go and pumping. So that's that. Like I said, we paid $420 for it. Once again, nothing but good things to say about it. It's easy to start, easy to prime, easy to winterize, and it's a Honda. The thing's just going to last forever. We have had no issues with it. Extremely happy with it. And the warranty, I believe it comes with a 2 or 3 year residential warranty, same as the generator. 2 or 3, I believe it's 3 years. But I'd have to check on that. You can't argue with that. For the amount we run it, like I said, we run the generator for at least 3 hours per night, at least. A lot of times it's probably more like 4.5 hours. Well, that's all for today. We'll make it a video, and it's getting a little dark on me here. We don't have much daylight these days. So, all right. Till tomorrow, I'll try to get one out to you. We might be getting some rain, freezing rain, ice, snow mix.